I hear you now. Let me bring your camera in. Okay. Bro, crutches? What'd you do, man? Did you hurt yourself?
I'm not sure which mic is on right now.
Brother, did you hurt yourself?
Yeah.
What happened? Working out? Did you even work?
Broke my toes.
Did you even work out, bro? Did you do it working out?
No, I was running from the kitchen to my living room, crate of vinyl records, and so like the vinyl records had no give, but my toes did.
Oh.
So like my two little toes are broken, like all purple and fucked up, and then this one, I guess, got fucked up towards the top of my foot, and then the top of my foot's all bruised because I think I fractured the top. But that was just over 2 weeks ago, and like a dumbass, I was walking around flat-footed just on my heel. And then after like a week, my heel got this huge knot on the bottom, and I couldn't even fucking stand on it. It hurt so bad.
Oh, man.
And then all around the base of it was all purple, like bruised from walking on it for a week, because you're not supposed to just walk on your heel all the time, you know?
Right.
So like I did that and fucked my heel up, so now I'm back on the crutches. Hopefully it'll all heal.
Bro, you're using the pain oil, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're putting it on there?
Yeah.
That should help that pain. I mean, I know that is some pain. That's serious pain. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I put the pain oil on my heel while the bruising happened, and when I had that knot, and it helped, because then it wasn't hurting and stuff.
Your microphone is so much better than Ron Placone's was this morning. It's like so nice, and it sounds like you're here. It sounds like you're with me. It's nice. It's a very nice professional sound.
Nice.
Yeah, he was on like a headset mic, I think. So what I want to do is I want to tell everybody who you are. This is a friend of mine, guys. This is Robert Mulligan. I've known him for years. I've worked with him, and he does so much. It's really hard to nail it all down. Like if you wanted to say that this is what he is, but I'm just going to tell you how I know him. First, I met him. He was a singer in a rock band. He played guitar and sang in a 3-piece band that was killing fucking Orlando back in the day. They were on top of their game, and I wanted to work with these guys so bad. When I met them and I found out what they were about, I was so motivated because I was just starting a recording studio. And Robert was interested in recording. So he came over, we did work together. He started becoming an engineer himself. He started mixing his own fucking songs in my studio. He'd get with my engineer and be like, yo, bro, how do you do this? How do you do that? Next thing you know, he's got his own studio. He's doing his own stuff. He's gone on to become a movie producer, okay? He's done his own TV shows. He's acting, he does makeup, horror, like specifically graphic, awesome shit in horror. And he's also a cartoon writer. He's also a graphic artist as far as drawing. He's good God, man, there's so much. He's a wizard promoter, okay? He's a wizard promoter. He's also a cannabis activist. And this is the guy solely responsible after my 5 years of sobriety for getting me back into using cannabis after 5 years of not using anything. He said, you know what? You can use cannabis. And he says, and if anybody needs it, bro, you do. Robert, this is what I want you to do. I like to do this now at the beginning of these. I want to let you just tell everybody where they can find you on the internet, what you got going on, and like links and everything that you think is the most important, and like the fact that where we got our clothes from, both of us, things like that.
Yeah, we can start there. FUCR.info. I sell all the cannabis shirts, just different stuff like even like dabs or I'm a fucker. FUCR, Freedom Union, Revolution, 100% fucker. But there's a bunch of shirts there, and if you put in Trendy as Dabbers as a coupon code, you get like $4.20 off, I think, and everything is already on sale. You end up getting the shirt for like the cost of shipping, pretty much. So everyone that's a trendy dabber should just go over there, and you have shirts for the next few years. If you get all the designs, you can get them for the cost of shipping by using that code. But I also do, pufftough.net. That's the emails and rosin presses that you always help promote and mention on the live stream. Capacityproductions.net is my promotion company. Capacityproductions.com is for like the filmmaking. Like I'm doing Mulligan's Monsters and Trauma. That's my monster series. Mulligan Stew, which we're finishing the whole series first. That's more like a random skit comedy thing. It's really fucking out there, like very Adult Swim style comedy. And
Love it.
and then I'm producing films and other series like Maverick and Grundy. I've got the Game Shop series, which is a Dungeons and Dragons themed show that I'll be directing and producing next year. And then at the top of next year, I got the Baby Pact film, which is the sequel to the Wedding Pact, which I helped the director and producers on that. I helped with other films, manipulated. But anyways, a bunch of filmmaking stuff. And then, I still do music a little bit. I don't perform as much anymore, obviously. I'm really focused on the filmmaking and all my businesses. But I have been getting back into streaming. I know I sent you the message and stuff, Mulligan Live on YouTube. Basically, like aside from the filmmaking stuff that I've been doing during the quarantine, I've been getting back into role-playing games like old school Dungeons and Dragons. There's a new version out, 5th edition, and then Cyberpunk, which they're getting ready to come out with the new red version. There's also the video game coming out at the end of the year, which is getting a lot of hype. But I've been getting back into the role-playing games, just kind of like stress relief, and I'm running like 2 separate campaigns weekly with 2 different teams, and I'm making up all the stories and everything that happens and then intertwining the story. And it's just, a really cool creative outlet. So yeah, anybody that's into that shit, go subscribe to Mulligan Live on YouTube and join us. I stream the games live, and you can comment and join in on it and stuff. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, aside from that, I'm still heavily involved with cannabis. I help out the LA Weed Bus, and I help my buddy Josh, who does the Canna films, the Canna movie, and different projects he has. I'm trying to get more involved in helping that, as well as my own products and cannabis stuff. I'm not doing the growing much anymore since I moved out of North Hollywood. Down here, I'm not, I got rid of all the grow stuff, and I haven't been doing that. But I've definitely still been dabbing and heavily involved with that. I dab every fucking day, all day.
Would you like to dab right now?
Yeah,
like
let's
to do
do it.
dab? Okay.
Well, my dab rig is in the other room, and I'm on my computer.
Okay.
But I do have my Puff Tough vape pen.
Oh,
And it
fantastic.
has Raw Garden. I don't know if you know the company Raw Garden.
No, I'm not familiar.
They're just 100%. The Raw Garden is 100% pure live resin sauce. They don't add shit to the vape, like flavors or different oils to make it, liquidy or whatever.
Right.
It's just pure fucking live resin sauce, so it's tasty and potent. That's the only one I like vaping because it's very fucking. It's the closest thing to a dab when it comes to portable little vape. You know what I mean?
So, these are obtainable. Are they also at fucker.info or only at pufftough.net?
No, pufftough.net. You can get the complete kit. It comes with like a portable, a whole case thing, a portable thing that you can wear on your neck. 3 different attachments, one for like vaporizing herb, one for oil, one for dabbing off of. It has like a little skillet inside of it. It's really cool. Comes with extra plates and stuff. But that's at pufftough.net. And then obviously Raw Garden, that company, you'll just have to check out your local dispensary or whatever, try to look for that brand. But that one I love. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but I just love them.
That's pufftuff.net. No law
Yeah.
regarding cannabis. Cheers, Robert. It's nice to smoke with you, homie. Robert and I invented the Mixy Mixersons. Mixy Mixersons.
Yeah, I wonder. Maybe I can get on Zoom on my cell phone and go over and take a dab because I got 2 different things to mix
That's
in there
fine,
too.
bro. We got all day. This one is an open. This is our pre-interview. We weren't supposed to go on till what, 7?
Let's see. Like, I wonder if through the same Zoom account, if I can access, through my computer and through my thing at the same time,
Yes, you can.
and it won't fuck up.
No,
Oh,
I
okay,
think you
cool.
can, and
Let me
it just
try.
depends on how much bandwidth you have to go out of your, how much bandwidth output, like if you've got enough to cover 2 video streams going out.
But we definitely do, yeah. Because when I stream the games live, Val plays on Team 2.
Oh,
So
nice.
Val will stream, and I'll stream.
I was going to ask you that, and I was afraid. It's funny. Robert and I, you guys, just so you know, we've got a long history together. I know Val really well. I have no problem asking Robert all of these questions when it's just him and I talking. But now since he brought her up, which is fantastic, I was going to ask you if you guys played the game together, and I didn't want to because I didn't want to get too personal. But that's fucking cool, bro. You guys play the game together.
Yeah, we played Dungeons and Dragons together in another group where somebody else is the dungeon master. They run the game, my buddy David, and we all play that. And then I run Cyberpunk. I'm the game master for that. And Valerie plays that on Team 2. She plays on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. That's her team. Yeah, it's letting me try to connect on my cell phone, see if it will.
Oh, I see you. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking. Oh, look at you, bro. Wait, let me look at that. Look at that picture of you with your hair down. That's crazy. Is that what that is? It says joining. There you are.
Oh yeah, that picture I just saw. That was an old promo shot for the Mulligan project, my solo project. That's back when I had the mustache. I would curl up and the full beard, dreads down. I'd wear the suit, the white and black suit and shit. Yeah, that's what that picture was from.
Okay, so now I've got him off pin right now on Zoom. So it's showing me right now because I'm talking and my dog is barking behind me. But when he is ready, I'm gonna pin his video on from his phone. He looks like he's just about there actually. Let's go ahead and pin it. There he is. All right, Rob, you're on with your other camera. We got you. Listen to my dog. He's so upset right. Yeah, I hear you fine. Bro, Rogan is out there on the balcony barking and barking and barking because Mark's out there cutting trees down and he just wants to go over there and play with them and is just barking and barking and barking and barking. It's just, he's so tenacious.
This is my workout room.
Hell yeah, bro. It's beautiful. Nice floor too.
Oh yeah. And I've got just a mini dab rig. I've got some that one's almost empty. Let's see. I forget it was some citrus crumble.
I've got a Dungeons and Dragons question for you, Robert. Have you ever played the board game Dungeons and Dragons like I did years and years and years and years and years ago?
Yeah.
You played it. Who was the dungeon master? Was it you?
Oh no, we didn't play. I didn't play with you.
No, not with me. I'm asking when you played, who was the dungeon master? I'll tell you who my dungeon master was.
Oh, way back in the day?
Yeah, who was the one that wrote the maps? Who's the one that drew out all the, it's ours was done on graph paper. We used to, it's like you could see, it was it's cool. It was like you were I don't know if people know about Dungeons and Dragons, so can I just explain it for 1 second to them? We had it so it was on graph paper, and the dungeon master drew out a map. Okay, so you're looking down at this graph paper, and they said, okay, you're walking through here, and now there's a monster here, and you have to fight this monster, and you roll dice to see if you can beat the monster. Ooh, look at those concentrates, everybody. We're going to be doing some dabs here with Robert. And so, the cool thing about Dungeons and Dragons is, if you remember that video that came out eventually on Atari, you were looking at like these little bad guys and you had to run through with a gun and shoot them. Pew, pew, pew. It was a really cute little game. It's called Berserker. Yeah. This was the same look, and it was almost like you were playing a freaking video game, even though it was just on paper, and it was a lot of fun and involved a lot of imagination. But I can actually remember, because when I played it, I can remember visualizing the actual scenarios that we were in as a group. It's a very interesting game, and it expands your mind. And I've never seen the electronic version of it, and I'd be very curious to see how it's played.
Yeah, it's so creative, and that electronic version I'm doing and I'm streaming, it's really just a virtual map, that I use like a tabletop and everyone video chats just because of the quarantine. You just do it over this site, Roll20. But it's pretty much the same. You're just using your screen as a map, and you move your pieces, your tokens. I want to go here in the distance, and it's pretty fun. It's cool, but it's definitely creative. Like I said, I make up all the stories and the things happening, and everybody reacts. It's just like in real time, real life. You're just going with it as you go on the spot. It's really fun.
Okay, so how do they deal with hit points and shield and all that stuff?
Yeah, you have different armor in Cyberpunk. You have different armors, whether it's like flak vest or whatever, and then you can also get cybernetics like skin weave and plating, cybernetic parts and stuff, and then that reduces damage. And then all the different guns and weapons and melee weapons and brawling methods and martial arts, they all do different damages and where they hit and all that shit. It's all, fairly complicated when trying to just dive into it like I just did, like explaining it.
Not for me, not for me at all. I mean, I'm following every single word that you're saying right now, and I know that there's a lot of other people out there who have played the massive multiplayer games out on the internet that have similar. Everything was based off of freaking Dungeons and Dragons, basically, as far as I see. It was like the. I don't know, it's just kind of like an idea for most video games. You're going into this thing, there's bad dudes, you got to get your way through. It's like a freaking gauntlet to get there. And when you finally get there, you got to fight something really big and mean and really hard to kill, and then you go to the next level. And we had levels in D&D. You'd finish that level and you'd go on to the next one. It would be harder and there'd be more bad guys. It'd be more challenging. And
yeah, like with D&D, with D&D, you get experience points, and then you can kind of you reach new levels based on how many you get. Each level, you get new things and spells and X things. Cyberpunk is more realistic in the sense that like you do get experience, and you can put those points and things into skills, but your stats for the most part stay where they're at. Your hit points stay where you're at. There's no magic potions. You can roll for like first aid and surgery, and whatever your body stat is, you can repair it. You can get that back every day if you heal and stay home, or you're going through therapy or at the hospital. Like, it's very realistic, and they even have like death saves, and in the book, like the last one that says, oh, if you reach here, and it describes that section, and it's like, oh, so what's the name of your new character? Like, that's what it says in the rule book. Like, it lets you know, like, you're very expendable in Cyberpunk. It's very fucking hard and like dark and futuristic, and you can die and just have to make a new character. It's not as easy as D&D.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha. Wow. So, God, man, while you were talking just then, I was paying attention to what you said, but the coolest little fucking magical thing happened. And you guys may have seen I went cross-eyed for a second while he was talking. There was one, it's like the end of Charlotte's Web when all the little baby spiders float through the air and take off on their little webs. There is a spider that was on my head, and it was on one of those little webs, and it just.
I thought you saw one on me.
What's that?
I thought you saw one here. I thought you were saying you saw one here. You're like, but I went cross it because there's a spider hanging right by your left ear.
No.
It
It was on my head, and I went cross-eyed watching it, and it literally went from my head to the camera, and it's on my camera right now. It's literally crawling on I'm watching it. It's on my camera. It's so shocking to me that this little dude it's just happened on a live stream that I watched a spider just travel on a web from my head to the camera, and there it is, and it's trying to start a new life on my camera. I don't know. These are just high thoughts, I guess, that when is my dog going to stop barking? That's what I'm wondering. There, he stopped. It's almost as if I willed it. There, he started again. It's almost as if I cursed it. I should have left well enough alone. I should have let that sleeping dog lie. Oh, my goodness. So, I had an interesting conversation this morning with Ron Placone. one of the questions I asked him, it led to him telling us about his first band that he was ever in. What was your first band that you were ever in? What was your first musical thing?
Me? You're
Yeah.
asking me?
Me? You asking me? Yeah, I'm asking you. What was your first band?
I thought you were telling me that you were asking him or whatever. Yeah, for me, I mean, I think I was like 10 years old. I got my first guitar. My buddy Mitchell wanted to do drums, so we took a bunch of coffee cans and different things and filled some with marbles and filled some with like paper to make it like dull, and he set them all up and was beating on them like drums, and I played guitar, and we recorded. I still have the cassette tape, but drawing, it was called The Rattlers, and it had like snakes and stuff on it.
Did you say raptors, like the dinosaur?
No, Rattler, like the
Oh, like a rattlesnake.
like
The rattler.
yeah, exactly. And it's funny, man. Like I remember I played that cassette tape. I can't remember when, like a long time ago. And before every song, you hear me and him talking. I was like, "This is another hit by the Rattlers called," and then we would name it, and then it would just be like random notes and noise because I just got the guitar when I was 10 years old, and then him just like banging on shit like in patterns and like it's just so comical.
Love it. Okay, so what was the first band that you feel like you were actually making some music in?
Probably D-Root, because that was the one like where we really started,
man.
playing out live and making some significance,
What was the evolution of D-Root like musically? When you guys started, were you still that green, didn't know what the fuck were you making noise, or were you guys writing sensible, good shit when you first started?
We were already writing songs. Obviously, like it got better album to album, like the older we got and the more we practiced and the more we progressed. But even the first album or whatever, like we were at least writing songs and stuff,
Right.
Because even when we started out playing like shitty little clubs, like I don't know if you remember the FBI and stuff
Sure.
in Florida.
I played the FBI.
Off of Fairbanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'd play like little places, and like even then, like we would get a lot of high school kids coming out and like into it, and like neighborhood kids. You know what I mean? Like, but we got better as time went on. We got more polished and developed in songwriting and vocal and guitar abilities and stuff. But we always kept it real raw. I mean, that's what D-Root was more expressional. You know what I mean? It was like a lot of repeated sentences and expressionism and like very intensity and like breakdowns and build-ups. And it was just more of like emotion manifested into like a visual and audible, and like but structured enough like music to be a band, I guess. Like we had hooks and like verses and all that, and
Right.
did it all. But to me, it was more about the emotion. You know what I mean?
Right. And you were writing all original music.
Yeah, all original.
And you guys were using
Established.
a fucking sampler that you used to take around with you, and you sampled all of these things, and you incorporated samples into a lot of songs, and it was just I loved the concept of a looped sample that you can rock over the top of, and it's a message, or was it God Pond for President, or was it God Pond for President? Was that it?
Yeah, that song.
Yeah. Okay. So he's in another band called God Pond, and
Hey,
yes, go ahead.
I was gonna say let's dab so I can get back over there because my foot. I gotta get back to the couch.
I am with you. All right, son. Anyhow, they did a stage act, and Rob had his friends come on stage with signs that said God Pond for President and all kinds of stuff, and they marched around in a circle at the beginning of the song. In fact, they stayed up there for the whole freaking song, if I remember correctly. Right? It was very theatrical. And the thing about that, before we start talking about it, that had an effect on me because that was my first exposure to someone I actually knew demonstrating what activism was. I didn't know what it was. And then I saw people marching and holding signs, and I was like, oh, wow. I mean, that's obtainable. That's something that my friends could literally go right now out in the street and do. And you made that visible for me. You made it tangible. So after this dab, let's talk about that a little bit. Cheers, brother. I mean, how important is activism when you're writing a song? You know, how important is activism when you're considering what you're going to have people do on stage? How important is the message? How important are the lyrics? How important is the message?
Super important. Yeah. You hear me?
Oh, yeah, we hear you fine. Hey,
Okay, cool.
Chuckles is in the chat. Chuckles is in the chat. Chuckles is in the chat. Robert named Chuckles.
Oh, nice.
Chuckles is in the chat. He named him. Chuckles the dancing bear.
Chuckleberry Twist.
Chuckles McGursky McGriddle McGee. Chuckles.
Uh-oh. He's ODing. Oh, he's back. I don't know if you've ever tried this stuff, but I use it a lot.
Triage oil. We call it triage oil now.
Yeah.
Triageoil.com, naysgarden.com if you guys are interested in learning how to make that yourselves. It's all free information.
What's the site for making the oil? Because my friend
naysgarden.com. It's all the same. Those are all the same website. TrendyAsDabbers.com, naysgarden.com, and triageoil.com will all take you to the same place.
Yeah, because my doing God Pond, it was like a solo project in Florida. My buddy Billy helped with it, and remember Mason was part of it. Then when I was out here, my buddy Necro G, who was part of it, Munchie was part of it. That's the guy when I went back to Florida to perform, he came with me, my DJ, who also did some songs. But anyways, my buddy Necro G, who lives out here, he was part of God Pond. Him and his wife just hit me up recently asking about making oil. And I sent her to your site. I wanted to make sure it was the right location.
Good.
Because I think they're trying to look at different ways to make it with certain terpene and CBD heavy strains and things that work with autism because they have an autistic daughter. And I think that's what she's looking into. But I thought that was pretty cool. I just wanted to share that.
How does that apply to autism? In what way? They take it orally, I would think.
There was some Yeah, it was definitely orally, but I think there was some studies. I can't remember where I saw it, but certain terpenes and a certain ratio that was CBD heavy, but certain terpenes or something that would kind of, make an autistic person that had a certain type of autism, I guess that's kind of more recluse and less social, open up and be a little more social and aware of what's going on around him and stuff. I saw something about that, and I didn't think about it until she brought up asking about making oil, and it just started clicking in my brain. Oh, for her daughter, I remember seeing something about that or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, anyways, I sent her to your site so she could check out, how to do it.
Okay. So back to the message lyrics. I want to know how when you started writing your music, what made you incorporate activism into your music?
I don't know that it was a
conscious decision.
conscious thing.
It was just the lyrics you were writing. You were writing about how you felt about stuff. You were talking about things like overpopulation that I'd never heard of before. I'm like, overpopulation, what is that? What are you talking about? you know, and mentioning other things.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a conscious
Yeah, no,
decision.
definitely. I think it was always like, you know, just like any band, people, well, hopefully bands like that aren't just like trying to do something particular. You know, most bands, you know, they just do what they're comfortable doing or what they're feeling, you know. And for me, it was just like I would have some songs about relationships and girls and love and stuff, you know, which is what you see in most bands and everything. But
Yes.
a majority was definitely like socio-political, not fully political, but definitely a lot social issues. But you know, it was leaning more towards social stuff, and angry and intense. You know, like a lot of you know intensity about all that stuff. It was a big stress relief. You know.
You know, it's real. Stress relief is real. And when you're talking about it, you were being not overly dramatic at all. You were being, this is what we're doing. And I listened to you scream. I watched, bro, you know, hey, you guys, it's going to get a little graphic here. But Robert, it gets so intense on stage that he will literally vomit before going on stage, and right when he walks off he'll throw up again. And the reason why is because I understand he is putting so much of his energy into his performance and what he's doing, and he's so passionate about it. He's pushing his body beyond its fucking limits, and he doesn't give a fuck, and he does it until his body is telling him, please, no, we can't take anymore. And he's like, no, man, I got to get my message out there, and this is the way I'm going to do it. And I learned from this guy what that rage really is. It's, you know, there is a message. Sometimes that is, it translates for a lot of people to passion. And what I saw Robert doing was channeling it in such a way that it was drawing just more and more people in. I know I have a way of pushing people away with my brand of rage. I haven't quite learned the channeling part of it yet. But Robert, how do you channel that energy? How do you channel it when you feel that rage?
No, I think it was just kind of a natural thing. You know, I didn't really try to do any of that stuff. Just that, and I think that's why I would lose my breath or get to the point of throwing up after performing or like just feeling like shit. And I think a lot, and you know, we wouldn't even drink or do anything before performing as a band. Like I wouldn't. I would always like, you know, not. I don't even drink or do anything now, but back then we
No,
would always go to the after parties.
you guys were all. I
You just
remember
didn't-
you were always drinking water. You were slamming water all the time.
Right.
Right.
Because I knew when I got on stage, I wasn't gonna like think more about the lyrics and performing and they'll get this perfectness. Like for that band, I mean, I just know for me, it was more about just going ape shit, you know, like just feeling it.
Yeah, man. And I watched you and I learned so much, and we had a lot of fun in that part of our lives. And sometimes I'm really sad when I think that we don't do that anymore. You know, we don't collaborate in a studio and make music, because that is a very passionate part of my life too. But you've got this other passion, and I just love it, man, that you've gotten involved with producing. And okay, guys, hello, and welcome to the show. I hope you can hear me and see me okay. I hope everything is going good. This is the interview that I did several months back with Robert Mulligan, my very good friend, and also the guy that has supplied me with all these awesome shirts that you always see me wearing all the time. I forgot what an awesome interview that was. I went over to the let me stop screaming at y'all. I went over to the website and I was checking, you know, naysgarden.com, and I noticed some of the interviews that I've put up on my website have been marked as adult content. And because of that, YouTube has this new thing now, so that if it's an adult content, externally, they won't even show the thumbnail to the video externally on other websites. You have to click on the link on the message where the thumbnail should be, and it'll take you to YouTube where you can see the video. So on my webpage at Nays Garden, you'll see there's a bunch of blanks, and it says click to see the video. You don't even know who it is until you click on it. So I'm trying to find versions of the videos that have not been age restricted, and I couldn't find the Rob Mulligan one. I don't know what happened that day. I can only find one version of it, and it's been age restricted. So I've gone ahead. I started to repost it on this show, so I can re-put it up. I'm gonna put it back up, but it'll be this video instead of the other one. So it won't be age restricted, and then it'll just so it'll have an appearance on the webpage. That's why I was showing it to you guys. That's why we're watching it. I'm recording it. So let me say good morning to all of you who have taken the time to say good morning. We've got Nick Brown, Stephen Culbertson. He got you addicted to Cyberpunk, huh? It's dab time, says Michael Rosier. Domeless Ann. Hi, Domeless. J-Bone. Sonia, hello. Nick. So many of you came in and said hello. And Karsten, thank you for the link. Sonia, Nick. Darlene, hello, Darlene. Brett, good morning. Sonia, I'll follow it later. I have work to do. Karsten. Janine. Hi, Janine. Nick, this is great, Karsten. Oh, this bobblehead. Sanath Das. He forgets that he's already met me. Oh, I remember the board game. Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, Grow Large. Hey, Grow Large, Daniel. He looks like your son, says Eric. Karsten, Joseph, Bronco. It's too bad so many people didn't stick around, man. What the fuck is wrong with people, man? This is not entertaining. I gotta tell you, I'm fucking enjoying the goddamn interview. It's good, man. Robert's got a lot to share, man. And I asked some really good questions. That's a good interview. I'm surprised more people aren't standing and watching this. But you know what? It's their loss. I'm going to keep playing it, and I'm going to smoke along to it. So get high with me, guys, and let's enjoy this interview. And you're producing visual stuff. Which project that you're working on right now is the number one project that you would like to speak about if I gave you the opportunity to just speak about one? Which is the one that is you feel deserves the most attention right now? Because I know you've got a lot of oars in the water pushing that boat forward, man. Which one is the main one steering it?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the film stuff, it's just so fucking hard to say.
We'll just start with you know, you got a list of your top 10.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, Mulligan's Monsters is out, and I love the fact that other filmmakers are making episodes now too, which is really cool. That's out on Troma. But
can you explain?
Anyone who doesn't know Troma,
can you explain
Troma
it?
is like, you know, they're the ones who did Toxic Avenger and Nukem High and all those, you know, classic B fucking horror movies, crazy movies. They're the biggest, longest independent film distributor company or filmmaking company as well. In like history that's still together. It's over 40 something years, but they put out so many different independent films and shorts and series and whatever. But I have a whole page on their streaming platform called Mulligan's Monsters. All my episodes are up there.
Yeah, that should have gotten rid of the echo if there was an echo.
It's gotten to the point now like other filmmakers are contributing, which is really cool. But I'm also excited about Mulligan Stew, which is just that fucking
Stop, Robert. Tell everybody what Mulligan's Monsters is first before we get onto the stew. What is? Yeah.
Just, each episode is just like, you know, maybe 5 to 10 minutes of just a monster doing whatever a monster does. You know, like torturing someone, killing someone, doing something crazy's happening, and some BTS, like behind the scenes footage of us either making the monster or doing some of the effects or something to that extent.
That's pretty cool.
Each episode is a different showcase of a kill or monster or whatever.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, and it's cool because I like other filmmakers have now been creating, you know, their own monsters, not just like shit I'm coming up with, which is really interesting, you know.
Man, I'm intrigued. Is anybody else intrigued? If you're intrigued, press. Stephen Culbertson, are you still here? It's number one. Let's move on to the stew. I want to hear about the stew now.
That's the one. Yes, Mulligan Stew. That's the variety show. That's the one where you did the
promo.
Coming soon
With the bong.
Yeah, exactly. And we're at the beginning. I'm going to kill myself, and it's like, oh shit.
I showed, let's stop right there. Everybody's pressing one right now, brother. On this, I'm getting one Pro Dragon, one Enoch, one Cat Stoops, one Chuckles, one Jonah Levi Cochran, one Randy Church, one David C. Baker Jr. They're all intrigued by Mulligan's Monsters. It's fantastic. So, that promo, Robert was just explaining it. He said he was holding a gun, and he was trying to figure out how he was going to do it. Was he going to put it in his mouth? Was he going to put it up to his head? But he was going to fucking do it. And you knew this guy is going to be really, 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 really bad. Whatever the fuck it was, it's going to be so fucking bad. And got so intense. And I'm watching, and then he stops and he goes, "Mulligan Stew is on? I'm going to watch." And he goes and he saves his life, which is funny because we've literally talked about how my podcast has saved people's lives. And over time, anybody's podcast will save somebody's life. It'll prevent them from going and doing something stupid one day and getting killed. It's fantastic the way that works. However, that little piece of video was so intense, I didn't want to show it on the live stream anymore because I was afraid I was going to trigger some folks. So whenever you're promoting, how do you find the balance between getting your stuff out there to the point that it doesn't offend, because you need to promote and you know that your stuff is hardcore. So how do you find that balance?
He doesn't have a balance. He has no balance.
You just reminded me, I have 2 other videos I need to release as promos, and they're fucked up.
Oh, cool.
But usually...
I can't wait. I will definitely show them one time on my live stream.
I'm sorry I was
At
screaming.
least one time.
I'm sorry I was screaming into the microphone, guys.
One of them is very topical, but yeah,
I was
no,
high
for
and
me,
excited.
There's really just no boundary with that shit. Usually it's like if I go too far...
Good coffee this morning.
After it's released.
Good coffee, great bong hits, and fantastic audience members. Love you guys.
Man, why did you say that or do this? And it's like, oh shit, yeah, it's like, But usually for me, it's an innocent, comical thing. It's just like I thought it'd be funny as fuck to be like almost killing yourself, and it's in the music's getting so fucking intense, the camera's shaking, it's about to fucking happen, it's climaxing, and someone's like, hey yo, Mulligan Stew's coming out. Oh shit, what?
What? Gotta go. What? Gotta go.
Uh-huh.
It was a good concept. Really good concept.
It's just a variety thing. Like there's different. We'll do voiceover stuff.
I mean,
and then we do stuff with images.
I think Robert has missed his calling, man. He'd be a fantastic writer for any show that's a comedy show or anything else. But he would just, man, he could write. And he'd be so successful at it. His shit is so fucking awesome.
And then speak, cartoons. I did like a little karaoke thing, and then like one of my buddies put it in.
And when I say that, I mean, I don't say it like he's not doing it. What I mean is he could be doing it for like, Comedy Central or some huge fucking corporation, Saturday Night Live or some shit like that. He's got a fantastic mind,
Animation on it. So it's anything. It's just a variety show. It's a bit to me.
And I love seeing Rob with gray hair now. It's so weird to see Rob with fucking gray hair. I knew him when he was a kid, and he's got gray hair now. It's just crazy to see that.
I'll tell you something.
Well, let me. Speaking of your lot of time smoking cannabis and talking, and remember the conversation, man. You're like, we've got all the episodes. I didn't know who Tim and Eric was, and you're like, you need to check out these guys, Tim and Eric. And I'm like, okay. If Rob's telling me to check it out, I'm gonna go check it out. Eric, everyone, you told me to watch. I'm so sorry for forgetting his name. The guy that destroys his set every time he comes on to do an interview. He destroys his set. He gets hurt. He hurts himself.
Yeah, Eric Andre.
Right. You say you gotta watch this guy. He comes out and destroys the set. And I checked out him, and I started realizing
James,
that Tim and Eric
cheers.
Invented.
Who is this for?
Skewed perspective.
Stephen Culbertson, Nick Brown.
It's a form. It's an art form. They turned it into a freaking art form of filming things incorrectly.
Stephen Culbertson left. Is Nick Brown here?
Angles are wrong.
Nick Brown, this is for you, bro. Cheers.
The wrong kind of makeup on. It's the wrong kind of lighting. They'll use greens and reds, and it'll make you feel uncomfortable. And things don't seem right and they don't follow any rules. How much of an let me ask you this, like Primetime Glick would ask you. How much of an influence has Tim and Eric had on your video style, Robert?
I would say I still have stuck in my head that fucking scene of, you know, the poop shoot in the bathroom, and it's going everywhere, and then the janitor comes in, he's like, what? He's like, who's gonna clean this up? He's like, I'm not gonna clean this up. I know clean. And it drops the beat.
I know
It's like,
clean. I know
I
clean.
know clean. And you want more of that. And it's not enough, but it's so good. And like that whole section is still stuck in my head. So like everything's based on that probably.
They're a very talented. Now, are they doing anything now? I saw that there's some kind of a talk show that one of them was for a while, but I think that was a few years ago. Is there anything going on in the world of Tim and Eric that you're aware of?
I don't think so. They still like out here. They still do events and stuff. Like I have run into them out at comedy things and stuff. But like individually, they don't like hang out together. Like Tim does a lot more, and they actually produce a shitload. Like start paying attention to other sitcoms and like shows.
See their names.
And, like,
Their names
will be in the
all
credits
over the
as
credits,
executive
right?
Producers and stuff. Like they put into a lot of really cool stuff. A lot of cool sitcoms and shows and,
Right.
and things.
Right. Oh yeah, man.
But I think ultimately like they still put out wacky videos. I see them on like YouTube and things. I think they have that new series on Adult Swim. I forgot the name of it, slipping my mind. Somebody can probably put it in the comments. But they have that. But for the most part, I think they've kind of upgraded where like they're actually like producing a bunch of other people's content.
I've seen
and,
their
like,
names
Yeah.
around, I see their names and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, yep, they're doing
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, they're staying busy out there, and that's great. The one thing I've noticed is, the evolution of people through their careers. I like to see how people go from doing one thing to another, where they're at now, where they're headed. Where do you see yourself headed in the future? I mean, what do you see yourself evolving into from what you are right now?
Probably just more filmmaking and more producing.
That's
Like
great.
I'm working with the artist that did my A to Zombie kids poetry cartoon book for adults. That Romero's A to Zombie. That one. It's like anyways, whatever. It's on Amazon. It's at Barnes and Noble. It's at local bookstores have it and stuff too. But that artist also does animations, and right now I'm working on with my buddy BJ as well, who like I said, we produce things
Sonia, are you still here?
together and stuff. A cyberpunk themed animation. So working on that. So like I always see myself like coming up with ideas and then finding ways to try to pull them off and
Carson.
see what sticks, what works, what
Karsten,
doesn't,
this is
but
for
just-
you, bro.
it just never stops, just like when I was in bands and it just doesn't stop, just constantly writing songs, and you write something, you're like, God, how am I gonna come up with another great hook or great song like that? Oh Jesus, and you wake up, the hook is in your head, and like, when you're creative, like it just doesn't fucking stop, like whatever it is, whether it's writing or filmmaking or music or whatever.
Do you use or do you prefer sativa or indica whenever you're trying? Do you ever use it to try to go to sleep at night or anything like that?
Yeah, I try to just have sativa during the days and the indica at night, but for me, like, it doesn't seem to matter.
Really?
Like
Really?
yeah, no matter what I smoke, I'm always amped up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was interesting was I took a nap today and I zonked out. I slept, I don't know how many hours. It was very long. I was exhausted. And I noticed that I wasn't doing anything physical. Now, usually every morning I walk the dog. I go around the mountain with him, which is on my property here, and I'm walking up a slope. And it's a really nice little hike. It takes like a half hour usually to walk them. And I didn't do it this morning. I woke up, man. I took a shower and I got right on the computer and I started doing my thing. And after I was done with that show, I ate. I had 2 eggs and a bagel with chicken salad on the bagel. Okay, with I think I had a little orange juice. And I immediately went to freaking bed. I crashed. I slept for a very long time. I woke up and I got up and I was really exhausted. And I could tell that, I hadn't done my walk and I was emotionally drained for some reason. I could feel it, man. And I had to just sit on the couch for a long time and just kind of get my thoughts and gather everything together before I could get back up and go on with my day. When you're working out like you have done, I know your foot is hurt right now. I'm not suggesting that you're out there, lifting weights every day like you do when you're totally healthy. But when you're doing that, are you also focusing on the foods you eat, and how does that affect your day? Does it make you tired, or do you feel energized from your regimen?
Oh yeah, no, I try to, you're 100% right. It definitely affects you and it affects me, everybody. You are what you fucking eat, and typically, I still have been lifting even with my fucked up foot. I've just been focusing on like dips and lots of chin ups and things that are not on your feet,
man.
or holding weights on your feet.
That's still, it's gotta hurt, right? That's gotta hurt. Right?
Not really.
No?
No, I mean, like, it throbs a little, like, I have to elevate it, but, like, it's fine. If I don't, I'll be more upset.
All right.
But,
It throbs.
But definitely, like, for me anyways, like, when I get up, I have to eat healthy, as healthy as I can with breakfast and going up through the day as long as I can. And then if I'm gonna have, like, something like a snack or have a day where I might have some fast food or something like that, I try to have that later, because I know I'll probably be getting tired afterwards and feeling lazy, and then I'll kind of use that to crash.
Right.
And like, one thing to keep in mind, like especially people like watching weight and everything, is it doesn't matter what time of the day you eat what. It really matters more weekly. That's what's been proven now. Like back in the day, they would always tell you, oh, don't eat after a certain time, or you're going to go to bed and it's going to turn into fat. And like, the body doesn't fucking work like that. They found out that it more matters weekly what you do. That's why like, you can get away with some cheat days if you're so much at a calorie deficiency at more days than not, and you can still lose weight and you can still maintain it or whatever, and that's not to say that everybody's just a little bit different, because it's, fat cells don't come and go. They oats, so it's like clean, no sugar and shit added. I'll put a little bit of cinnamon in it, that's it. But some steel cut oats, and then scrambled eggs and avocado. I'll have a banana, and then after that I'll digest and stuff, work out and lift for like almost 2 hours, and then but I do like push-pull days, but I work out almost like 7 days a week. I consider my off day just doing abs, you know what I mean? But yeah, don't worry about it if some stuff just naturally has sugar, but you see a lot of that shit. It's like this, not including this many grams of added sugar.
A little bit.
It's like Jesus.
Why?
Like,
Why? Rogan is out there barking his freaking
the whole time he was out there. I remember he was distracting the hell out of
head
me.
off. So give me 1 sec to just walk out there. I'm gonna bring him inside. I don't know if they can hear him or not.
It's
might
almost over.
be
It's almost
ruining
over.
it.
Hey,
I don't know.
Robert!
You guys hear the dog barking? Rob, do you hear the dog-
Robert! What's up, brother?
Be feeling tired. Like instead
Everybody,
of
Rob Mulligan's here.
Drink, real like intense amounts of coffee from like Starbucks with all the added shit in it, or like fruit things, or all those teas from 7-Elevens and all that. And man, that stuff it just ruins you, man. It fucks up all your hormones and everything.
Yeah.
But if you just drink water, it definitely keeps you a little more balanced, and you don't hold on to fat as much, and you also don't retain as much. Like I drink at least a gallon a day, and
Rogan hears
and
himself crying.
instead of being like
What you doing? How are the doggies?
napping now. No, we've been trying to feed them healthier, like, none of the, very little of the processed foods and stuff, and keep them healthy. But you know what's been sucking there is the fireworks.
Hold on, let
Over
me
here, so.
let him out now. This is fucking insane, man. He's freaking. Hey, you stop. You stop, you.
Oh shit.
Oh man. The dog right now, the dog's freaking. He's totally flipped out right now. Mark is literally sitting right here. I'm like, why didn't you open the door, man? I'm like, Rogan, kill him. The feed dead. People are saying the feed is dead. My stream is freezing. Oh. My stream is freezing. That's what ended the goddamn interview. 2280. Hey Robert, maybe we should continue it, man, if you're available. I haven't restarted phone, it's still freezing. That'd be awesome. It was just YouTube. Continue the fucking Everybody's interview. Complaining, man. My output, I am not dropping frames. So I don't know what they're talking about, man. Malia Carr. She says it's working now. That's a good thing. I hope she's correct, because it looks like it's working for me. This interview's almost over. Tell me
about these huge horse-sized nuts.
Tell me. And tell me about your doggies too. Rob, you're so fucking random and funny, bro.
They're just chilling right now. They're napping. But we've been just trying to feed them healthier.
Where'd that even fucking come from, bro?
Play with them more. Like, we got a huge fucking yard now, man. Like,
you're always
we moved
funny,
out
man.
to Riverside, and our yard is like 2 lots.
I'm sorry, man. That shit is so funny. And Robert always used to make me crack up like this. Man, he always says the dumbest, stupidest jokes, and they're the best. And they're not very, they're not very colorful jokes. They're not very colorful, but they are fucking hilarious.
How dare you?
That's fun, bro.
Yeah, they just run around the yard and it's fun.
Dude, did we get cut off? Where are they, man? This thing's gonna end in fucking 20 seconds. I wonder what happened at the end of the video, man. Oh, it must have just died. Joe and Bailey. 10 seconds. Video's over. All right, so let's see. Now, you look like a very respectable guy. How long is your hair? You cut it?
I've cut feet up.
I'm so sad, Robert. Can we continue the interview, bro? You can answer that question, man, right now, if you're still here. You just made me laugh so hard, bro. That was so fun. Oh my God, did you guys laugh when he said that? Oh my God, you have no idea. I spent years with Rob, and he'd always have something funny like that, just in his holster, man, just fucking ready to throw it at you. And it just always at his timing is always impeccable. It was always about the timing. It's like you just knew he was holding on to it for the right moment. Oh, we can? Bro, you're here? Oh, let me start up a Zoom, bro. Oh, this weekend? Not right now? Impromptu right now, bro. Come on, homie. I just clicked on Zoom chat, man. Come on, let's smoke, bro. Let's start our day the fucking right way, man. I got some of this fucking dank. What, son? What, son? I got some of this craziness. Crazy. I got this crazy. I got this crazy shit. I got this crazy shit right here. Bow! Bow! I'm so used to seeing it big. I'm like, bow. See the writing. Do you see the writing on the wall? I'm glad I tagged you, bro. I know it's early as fuck. Nick Brown, thank you for tagging Robert Mulligan. That was very proactive of you, man. Thank you so much for bringing him here. I love that you did that, More of that stuff, guys. Why don't you guys tag all your friends in the Facebook chats? Do it. Where's my numbers at, son? Psst, Nobody does numbers anymore, pal. Unreal. What are you doing? Nobody's even doing it like this. What is going on there? Oh, I'm looking at. I see. Boflau. There we go. Blah, 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 blah. Free this weekend. What do you mean free this weekend? What are you, some kind of a business mogul now? You don't have time to... Bro, it's 2021, okay? This is the goddamn COVID reality we're in. Everybody has time to hop into a podcast at any given time. In fact, all podcasters should make sure that they are ready to go 24/7. Whatever you need, bro. I don't care what it is. When your time is called, boom, podcasting, ready to go. It's a new world. I'm glad you. Okay, that's it. Nobody's talking. Are we not talking? Nobody's talking. I'm not gonna talk. No talk. Not gonna talk. You guys want me to do this so you can hear me better? You want me to do this so you can hear me better? Fact agree, says Karsten. Fact agree. Fact agree. It sounds like factory. I don't know. Are we smoking? Are we smoking? Are we smoking? Did anybody drop a digit on me? Who's dropping digits? Nobody's even doing it anymore, pal. Karsten dropped a digit. I smoked for Karsten. Who's going to drop a digit, meaning you are going to share this video on 2 platforms for me. So you're going to give me more than 20 people's here right now. That is what you are going to do. You're going to strive to do a double share for me at this moment so that I can smoke this fresh bowl for you for quarter of the hour, for it is Who's going to get the quarter of the hour fresh bowl? And it's that plant that mysteriously grew in my grow. Oh, those 2 plants. It's that. Karsten, I already smoked for you, bro. 1 per show. Somebody new. Somebody else. Who else? Come on, because I don't want you guys getting in trouble by oversharing. 1 per customer, please. You guys get on your tweety tweets. Get on your tweety twitters. Come on, everybody. I want to smoke this bong. New rule. Up. Karsten hit a 3. Karsten, you already hit. 1 per customer per show. 1 bong rip per customer per show. We need more people to participate in this ritual. God, I look like I've been through a fucking wood chipper. God, man, I'm a fucking mess. Nobody looks like they've been through a wood chip anymore, pal. What are you even doing? It's unreal. What, you got your bongs up there on the wall? Psst, nobody's putting their bongs up on the wall anymore, pal. What are you even thinking? Psst, unreal, pal. Hey, Robert, you seen this since I hung them up on the wall? The collection. Who's dropping a digit on me so I can hit this bong? All you got to do is share in Facebook and Twitter, or just go to Twitter and do a giant retweet of the show. You know, you could copy and paste all of the names, man, so you don't have to type them all out. Just copy and steal them off of one of my tweets, or retweet one of my tweets, or, you know, retweet my pinned tweet. How about that? Retweet my pinned tweet. Drop a 9 if you do that. Go retweet my pinned tweet on my Facebook. I mean, on my Twitter, if you haven't done that yet. You know, or retweet it more. Retweet it with comment. I don't know. Share this video. YouTube.com/C, the letter C, /TrendyAsDabbers/live. C Trendy As Dabbers live, separated by / after YouTube.com. Daniel, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Daniel Padilla, thank you, buddy. Cheers. This one's for Daniel. Leaving me hanging here, guys. Damon, thank you. fresh and tasty. Wow. Sweet. Delicious. Dino and I are smoking some really good shit, I must say. This number brought to you by Sesame Street. 3 is a magic number. Yes, it is. Whoa, 14. I think that means that everybody just ran off to Twitter. I'm such a powerful lady. I am the most powerful lady in the planet. I'm such a powerful lady. Good morning, Danny Anderson. Danny Anderson. Parlor and Twitter. Damon, thank you. Bring some of my friends from Parlor. Yes. They can tell us about the resistance. How they're fighting it. They're fighting the resistance. I like those slow motion claps. It would have been so awesome if Robert Mulligan had come in here for an interview to keep going on his interview that ended abruptly, which I didn't realize that the interview ended abruptly like that. Psst, unreal, pal. I hate when that Lee Camp interview ends abruptly like that. Don't get to say goodbye. Don't get to sign off. Don't get to promote. Unreal, pal. Nobody even does podcasts like that anymore. What kind of a shitty Viasat internet provider you got there? They must suck dick all day. Viasat must suck dick. Unreal, pal. Viasat must really suck cocks all day. Unreal. Viasat must really suck cocks. Fuck Viasat. Side effects from what, Billy? From my pain oil? Is my triage oil doing that too? And can I just say this while I have the floor? Put the fucking triage oil, it puts the triage oil on all of that, right? Did I give you enough? It sounds like you need a lot. You need to be putting that triage oil on all of that, bro. And tell me what the fuck's going on with you. What are those side effects from the triage oil? I told you not to use that. What are you doing, pal? Nobody's even using triage oil anymore. What are you putting it on your skin? Unreal, pal. Nobody puts triage oil on their skin anymore, pal. Who do you think you are, Ron Placone? Nobody even does it anymore. Oh, not you. Oh, God, dude. Pain and severe swelling on arm, fatigue, headaches, chills, muscle pain, joint pain, and nerve paralysis. We know about the nerve paralysis already. We already talked about that, right? Bell's palsy. That's what Bell's palsy is. I didn't even have that with the actual virus. Fuck. That's vaccine side effects. Well, hey, I have skin, says Damon Faulkner. Getting high with Damon Faulkner. I think you should have your own podcast, Damon. It should be called something like Get Faulked with Damon Faulkner. Or Getting Faulked. Or Getting Faulked Up with Damon Faulkner. What do you think? Do you like my idea? That should be your podcast. That should be your title. Fucking it up with Damon Faulkner. I'm fucked. I love you, bro. That is fucking hilarious. What do you think, man? You gonna start your own podcast? You got a title now. I'm starting a podcast after Christmas. If you do, I think your title should be I don't know. You're starting a podcast after Christmas. I wonder what your podcast is going to be about. Is it going to have something to do with the things that you're creating? In the dungeon? In the laboratory? In the laboratory? Why do I only have 14 viewers on a fucking... What is today? A Wednesday? Dude, are you freaking kidding me? Why do I only have 14 viewers here, people? Please, come on. I need more than 14 viewers here. What is going on? Where's all the viewers at today? They didn't want to show up, David. That's the problem. You see, if you don't have viewers, you can't have a show. There's not going to be... You're not going to get to have a big show, David. And you're going to have to tell Bruce. And you know... Bruce doesn't want to be let down right now. He's going to be very sad. I'm going to have to tell my mother and my lawyer. And it's going to be all your fault. We're going to have to let everybody know. I'm going to have to fill out the cards and put them in the mail. We're going to have to find the postman. In those little shorts that he wears. Have you seen that? Those little blue shorts. You know those USPS people with the little blue shorts. That could be the funniest fucking line that I've ever said. Where's my sister at? You know those little USPS workers with the little blue shorts. They're so funny. The USPS, those little USPS, the USPS workers with their little blue shorts. What is with the shorts, though? Why do they wear the shorts? The UPS boys wear the pants in the brown. They're wearing them in a brown, you know. What did Bruce tell you? Did David tell you this too? Who did you hear this from? I called my lawyer, I called my doctor, now I'm calling my sister. She's doing it back to me. You're doing shtick back to me. No, then I just thought that was the funniest thing I've ever said as with that voice was the USPS workers with the little blue shorts. I just thought that was the funniest thing I've ever said as Harvey Fierstein. And it was so funny. It's just a little one-liner. I wanted to share it with you. The USPS workers with the little blue shorts. I've got to get the voice. I've got to get my voice down a little bit lower, but I'm going to get it soon enough. Well, I will be. That's what somebody else told me. They're like, when I was talking like Joey Diaz,
Hey, Joey Diaz, he talks like this too. Basically, but he's got the same voice, but he's not talking like Harvey Firestein. Hey, there's no fucking offense against Harvey Firestein. He's fucking great. He fucking makes me laugh. In fact, he's a good fucking friend of mine. Don't you fucking say anything bad about Harvey fucking Firestein. I fucking.
It doesn't hurt my. I don't think it hurts my voice. No, I think screaming at people hurts my voice. Yeah. I've got a lot of guitars hanging on my wall. So that pleases me. That was a project. Did you see that? Once I hung them up on the wall? Right. So now when I do my live broadcasts, you can see 10 of them hanging behind me on the wall. They're beautiful. It looks like the Hard Rock Cafe or something, or a music store. It looks as though without the food. No, I got the food. I got me a splash of kafefe. No, I'm actually out of kafefe. My splash. I'm out of my splash of kafefe. Let me see what else. The dog. This morning it wasn't freezing cold outside, but I hadn't taken a shower yet, and I wasn't dressed. And he woke up, got out of bed, which he normally doesn't do. So I had to let him out, and I didn't want to put him on the leash. I let him out, and he walked himself for a half hour and came back. And I fucking couldn't believe it. And I'm like, oh my God, you came back. His feet weren't even dirty. He came in the house, he hopped up on the couch, he gave me a big hug. I was like, you are the greatest dog in the whole world. I was so proud of him. But I was worried because check this out. I don't know if I told you. Did I tell you he took me over the mountain the other day? No, so I said I took him for a little hike, and I go, I'm going to go wherever you want to go. So I had him on the leash, and I let him walk, and I just followed him, and he went over the mountain, my mountain that my house is on. He went over the other side, and there's a trail from where they used to haul logs off the mountain, so it's a logging trail. And there was some bear or something went through there, and he could smell it. And he started going down these fucking trails. We went down the whole other side of the mountain and ended up on the highway. And because there was no way I could hike back up the mountain as tired as I was coming down. So we'd already hiked for an hour. And so I'm like, we got to take the highway. It's like 4 fucking miles on the highway. Uphill, up fucking hill. The whole way. It's all uphill. And I ran into somebody who gave me a ride after 4 miles, luckily. But yeah, so that happened. That was interesting. And so I was worried that he might do that this morning. Yeah, I was like, God, I hope he doesn't decide to do that. I think he was just showing off because he had me with him. But man, that was a hell of a hike. But the thing about it was, when we went on this hike over the mountain, my friend Billy, he's watching I'm on my live show right now. He's watching right now. He said that sticks and rocks and things that have moss and etching in them from bugs and things like that, they're actually desirable. There's people all around the world that order stuff like this on Etsy, and Amazon and eBay and all those places, and they're looking for what they call, he said it was, organic art or something like that. And I'm hiking, and what I saw out there, you could have filled a fucking gallery with. I mean, broken off pieces of pine that looked just like walking sticks that were all etched from pine beetles. From top to bottom, it looked like squiggly lines all over, like etched in. Oh, gorgeous, like pine. and like I saw, log after log after log, and these big, gorgeous pieces of bark covered with multiple kinds of moss. Now, I showed you the moss that I put in a little pot? I showed you that, right? Where I'm taking mosses, I'm putting them in flower pots, watering them. They're gorgeous. I saw pieces of bark out there. I couldn't pick up any of it that were covered with all the mosses, like all on one piece, like a tiny little piece that would, be like 2 inches square of a piece of bark with like 4 different mosses on it, all growing together, that you could put like in a little flower pot and water. It would just be people would love shit like that. I saw stones that were like red and green that had all kinds of different mosses on them and stuff. I was taking them and I was setting them up on stumps as I was walking, putting stuff aside that I would find, because I knew I couldn't carry any of it with me. You know who I felt? You know what it felt like? You remember, what was it, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? And that the guy at the very end, he wanted all the gold, and he tried to put all the gold. He was like, had it all on him, and he couldn't swim. You remember that? Oh, you just see all this stuff. It's like almost like you're in a dream, and you just see all these things, and you're gonna wake up and you're not gonna have any of it. And I was like, I couldn't bring any of it home with me. It's beautiful everywhere though. We've had this really heavy rain lately, so it's all alive, and the rain knocked it all down on the ground. All these branches broke off, and all this bark, it's all over the place. These rocks are everywhere. And oh man, I want to go out there and collect it, and come back. And now I know where all of it is. The good news is, it's along the fucking highway. It's all along the fucking highway too. I couldn't believe it. Walking back with Rogie, I was like, oh my God, Rogan, look at these branches. They're fucking covered with mosses. Just like, they're so pretty. And I just can't wait to put them in flower pots. And they're so awesome. Anyhow, okay, now my people think I'm weird, but I don't care because there's only 14 people watching my show. But it's fucking pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. I love you. Steve, love you. Love him. Take care. Bye. Nobody talks to the sister on the podcast anymore, pal. Unreal. Nobody's even doing it. What did I say to her? I said,
Oh, those USPS postal workers with their blue shorts. Have you seen that? Those USPS postal workers with their little blue shorts. What is that all about? He's got the UPS people with the brown. They're wearing the long pants. Why is this? I've got to speak lower when I do this. I've got to try to speak lower when I do this. There's got to be absolutely no indication of a voice. No indication of a voice.
gotta look at his ear. He's having a little dream. You just ordered a sweater? Really? Not yet. It hadn't come through yet, but it will, I'm sure. They usually take a few minutes. Orders to come through. Yeah, I gotta get down to the mail, man. I've got an order that's been sitting here waiting. It's got to go out. I haven't even put it together yet. I mean, I've got it right here, but it's got to be bagged and it's got to be protected in a. You know, I found out that I could actually fit these in a box. So you just have to kind of over tape them. If you go. you go like this, these little tiny boxes that I just use these to ship the little 2-ounce things. You can literally take that and stick it in there, and when you close this, you put this actually will seal down on the edges, and you put tape on it, and just kind of anyhow, you know, it works pretty goddamn good. It really does close down almost all the way, and you just make up for it with tape, and you can literally ship this in that box. Another thing you can do is you can use this box to just protect it. You tape it up inside this and then pop it in an envelope. Then it's $7. If you put it in this, it's like $5. If you ship it like this, it's $5. And the thing is, if you do that, you want to put it in a plastic baggie first. You know, and I've got a little, it's like a sandwich bag. You know, but I haven't had one break. I haven't had one break shipping them like this. You know, you don't want to lose one this big, that's for sure. But you know, if you ship it by itself, and close it in this little plastic sandwich baggie, right? Put it in here. And you seal it really good with tape. Then to ship this, it costs, here, let me weigh it. Yeah, it's under a pound. See? It's under a pound. So if it doesn't matter if you put it in an envelope, it doesn't matter if you put it in an envelope. Because it's still going to be $7.14 or something like that. But you put it in a box, and it's cheaper, and you save $2 on every shipment. And you know what? When you ship out as much as me, you can save $2. Listen, I was talking to a girl the other day. She said my mother shipped me something, blah blah blah, $40. I'm like, okay, listen to me. She could have shipped that for $7. And I was like, you get the envelope from the post service, it's $7.40 or whatever it is. I can't remember specifically. But it's you really do end up saving a considerable amount of money after it's all said and done, you know. Here, let me see. let's say that was like 15. Let's say it's 15.5. Okay, and it's anywhere from $5.29 to $5.95 depending on the weight. You know, they will always be less than $6. If you put it in an envelope, the least it will cost is $7.55. If you put it in your own envelope, $7.42. So if you can get it in a box and it's under a pound, it's got to be under a pound, 15.9 ounces, then you can ship it for $5.29. What do you guys think about that? It's crazy, huh? So that's why when I'm doing this, I can stick some foam in here easily. I could just put some little peanuts in here to protect the bottom and the sides. I keep a box of these nearby for shipping. And then I can just put this in here. It doesn't even take a lot really to protect it. If it hits something, it's just a shock absorber. You don't have to do the metal top. You don't have to worry about the metal top hitting anything. You just put it on the sides. Just get some styrofoam on each side. There it is. So I stuffed. They might break apart a little bit, but it literally puts foam all the way around except for the metal top, right? And then you just close the top, stick the plastic in there, and close it down as much as you can. And then you're gonna finish it off with tape. Now my tape's in the other room. Let me grab my tape. And you can even, you'll see that this will basically close down with the tape. Here, watch. It'll be real close. Just by pressing it down really hard, you can see that's how close I can get it right there. Pretty fucking close. And I'll put more tape on there and press it down even more. And now we'll do the other side. Here, watch this. Now, if I wasn't comfortable, if I did this and I was like, I don't think I did a good enough job, I go ahead and spend that $2 extra and throw it in an envelope with some padding around it, you know? Right? And now we'll do this side. Just like this. Oops. Oh! That's got some cannabis on it. That's funny. Let's get rid of that. That's hilarious. I'm not going to ship that. Let's get the rest of this cannabis out of here. There we go. That was crazy. I don't want that under the tape. And we'll just do the front there. See that? And now we'll just retape this down a little bit more with a little bit more tape. It doesn't take a lot to do it. You just kind of reinforce it. You know? Reinforce it. And I'll put a little bit on the bottom too. on both sides. Just kind of seal that up. There you go. Look at this. That's it, man. And it's got foam all the way around it. It's not bad. Oh yeah. Great. I'll put one big piece of tape over the top. Like that. This thing is totally sealed up and protected. That tape does a really good job. This will get to wherever it's going, no problem. Now all I got to do is put my label on. I'll put it on the flat side. And then I'll tape the label. Here, I'll weigh this one more time. I want to make sure it's not over a pound. I'm at 15.2. 15.2 ounces. I've got it set for 15.5. I'll put 15.3. That's what it'll be with the once the label's on there. And now I just have to get the address of the person. On my phone here. Man, it's cold outside. Holy shit. Let's see here. It's nice though, huh? The Moose in Tree, more like nothing is happening. Nick Brown shipping hacks with turning. Damon Faulkner, good morning, back at you. Pawpaw. Yo, Nay, what's up, son? Yo, thanks, buddy. Billy, I'm about to try DHL. No, I wouldn't use DHL ever. Brian Montgomery. Hey, Carol Potts Kinder. Morning. 20 to ship at Plant Priority. Any savings at up? Right? Doc. What's up, Doc? Yeah, what's up, Doc? Alright, so, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get this person's address. That's what we're gonna do. I think the viewer icon is stuck again. It hasn't changed in a while. Viewer icon. What do you mean? Oh, you mean the count? Where it says 14? All right, Brian, what's up? Now that we're all caught up on chat, I'll refresh it. I'm sure it's still 14. There's 14 hangers on. Sounds about right for one of my shows. Wow, I assume way too much, huh? Holy shit. Dude, this is not loading. I can't get this address. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, Daniel, it came through. Your order came through. I might have to make you a shirt. Depends on what you ordered. Oh, I've already got this person's address. Great. Isn't that great when that happens? Let's see what Daniel ordered. Daniel ordered a what? Oh, no law regarding cannabis one, huh? A true 3XL. I should have one of those here, bro. We probably got you one. No law regarding cannabis. All right. That'll have a nay face on the front and a 2178 on the back with a it'll say no law regarding cannabis on the back, right? With the 2178, it's got the nay face and Trinity Dabbers on the front. Is that it? Is that how it goes? I got to make that for you. Tell me how it goes. What do you think it does? You tell me what you think it does. What's it do, man? You tell me what it does. I'll go turn my goddamn heat press on. I want to try a new one because, bro, this is the first one I'm gonna do with a higher heat and a longer press time, because my stuff was coming off too quick, and I'm thinking maybe if I melt it in better, it'll work better. So yours is gonna be the first one. Let's get it right, son. Let's get it right, son. It's gonna be $5.37 to ship this out, guys. No guitar pick. Oh, I'll put the guitar pick on the outside. I'm gonna show you guys a little trick with the guitar pick I do when I forget one. If I forget to put it inside. These guitar picks are not really that used that bad. I think this one's probably the worst one. Yeah, this one can go. I'll just take it. I take it. And I put the tape over here. Check this out. And I'll take the goddamn like this, and I'll just boflow it. I'll just boflow it to the outside of the package like that. Boflow. And the label's gonna say use guitar pick inside. And now I'll put outside. Okay, now. We're very good, you, my friend, you're very good. Oh, one of these envelopes right here, yeah, here they are. Yeah, here they are, yeah. Sure, yeah. Sure, yeah. That's the ticket. That's what they say. That's what it does. Sure, man, yeah, pal, say, yeah. Shay, that's what it does, pal, yeah. That's where we're at, pal, yeah. Shay. It's NLRC in the front and 2178 on the back. It just says NLRC. Oh, it says NLRC, no law regarding cannabis on the front. Do you not want a nay face? Do you want a nay face on there, bro? Because the nay face, I must say, The Nayface is pretty pimp. But you don't have to have, if you don't want that, that's cool, man. I can't remember. Is it have the Nayface on the front? Is it just like this? I'll let you know. I'll have a Nayface. Okay, so Nayface on the front. And Nayface on the front with no law regarding cannabis like this, right? And then on the back it'll be 2178 trendy ass dabbers on the back. Nayface should be mandatory. So now I'm gonna print my label. Label. Print my $5.37, guys, to ship this out. Label. And the label is printing, everyone. It's fantastic news. I've already got Daniel's address, yeah. Buffalo. Okay. Very good, sir. Very good. So now we take this label and we stick it on here like this, and we go. Okay, this is the important part. Press it down there, press it down there, press it down there on the edges, right? And then take your tape. Take your tape. And take one big piece of tape and go right across your address with the tape and around the box. So you're going to, the address, cover it up with your tape so it won't smear if it gets wet. You cover it with tape. If this gets wet or marred or anything, everything's okay. You do the same thing with the UPC code. Put another piece of tape over the over the UPC tracking code. Put a piece of tape over it. That'll preserve it on there so it won't smear, and they'll be able to read it no matter what. You don't have to worry about it smearing or anything. That's it. Easy. Let's set this right here. Now we're going to make one of these in a triple XL. And that is going to weigh more than a pound. Pretty sure. In fact, I think mine is a triple XL. Oh no, this is a 4XL. Holy shit. Wow. Should be about the same in weight, I would think. We can find out really fast. Just weigh it and find out. 1 pound, 6.7 ounces. So just say 1 pound, we'll say 1 pound, 7 ounces. We'll say 1 pound, 7 ounces. Just, you know, I'll wait when I get it in, but just to see what it would cost. And this is within the United States, but it's all the way over to the other side of the United States. Okay, there we go, 7. And the service we're going to do would be, the cheapest one would be the flat rate envelope. There is nothing else. So the cheapest one that you can use is the flat rate envelope. It's $7.55 shipping. That's it. $7.55. That's what the shipping's going to cost on it. Now you know. Bo Flow. Free shipping. I cover the cost of shipping every time on every order. That's pretty goddamn cool. I eat that. That's part of being a nonprofit. You know, we take the money that we make and we put it back into the expenses of the company. Right? Nonprofit. It's great. So I try to save the company as much money as possible by doing the proper shipping methods. And that helps keep, you don't have to pay shipping that way. You know, the less shipping costs me. It's great. So let me go turn my heat press on and I'm going to go do the shirt. It is 7:10, guys. Look at that. 7:10 coming right up. Holy shit. My grow room is such a mess down there. It's still got the plants in it that are all dead. I'd love to clean that out. Hey, Benny, what's up? Here's your shirt, bro. It's still in the bag. 3 times large. Can I call it a shirt? I got scared there for a second. I thought maybe it was shirts. Then I saw the... There it is. Looks good. It's gonna be great. So we're heating it right up. You think the wife's gonna pass up on the vaccine? I don't blame anybody for making these decisions, man. You know, I got my own personal decisions for doing what I'm doing. You're very good, yo. You're very good. 7:10, happy 7:10, everybody. Cheers. I'm freaking tired, man. Okay, let's see here. We're good. Nigerian haze. Yeah, I had my kafefe. I had my bong rips. I'm doing very well. I'm very well. So I could print that label and have it ready to go right now. Because that is not going to change. The weight's not going to change anything. So let's just go like this and print it. This software sucks. This one will go in an envelope. Jake, what's up? We've seen the outcome of Trump's decisions. That's fucking hilarious, dude. Oh my god, that's funny that you said that. Yes, we have another successful label, and I'll leave this one on. Well, actually, I've got an envelope. I've already got the envelope right here. Flat rate envelope. And this is what your hoodie will go in. And I can go ahead and put this on the envelope first. Right? And then it's the same thing as the box. When you put the label on, stick it on there with your fingers, but don't smear the ink. And then get your tape and always tape over your label, depending on what kind of a printer you're using. This kind of printer, it will smear if it gets wet. So get your tape over your address. Really easy to do. And then tape over the UPC. And that also helps secure the label to the envelope. You don't have to worry about it failing, if you do that. It'll be stuck on there, man. It's not going anywhere now. So, great. That's ready to go. Once the t-shirt is pressed, once the hoodie is pressed, I'm off to put it in the envelope, and then run it down to the mail with this other box in the Roxer. Get to drive the Roxer. Big Rogan in the Roxer. Love the way he looked at me when I said that. You know how beautiful you are. You know how beautiful you are. Okay, I want to feel. I know that's going to bother you.
Does that meet your approval, mister?
What are you doing? You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. What are you doing? You just lay on back down there and get comfortable. So this press will take a half hour or so to heat up. This will be the hottest press that I've ever done, and the longest press I've ever done. But I'm feeling good about it. You know, I really want the graphics to stay on the shirts, man. It's really important. It's like I'm actually considering having you guys send me back the goddamn clothes and repressing them. I was like, I wonder if you could just put another transfer over the old one. Probably can't do. Yeah, you can't do that. Make it really hot, melt it, melt the old one first, and then melt the new one on right on top of it. That'd be bad as fuck, actually. God, how cool would that be, man, if you could do that? Heat up the old transfer where it's all cracked and shit, and then fucking melt a fucking nice fresh one over the top of it. And maybe that would even make it even thicker and more badass. Huh. I'm sure there's no way you can do that. God, but that would be fun to experiment like that. Yeah, like double thickness, man. Like laying it on there. Gotta really melt it on, though. Gotta. And can the other one be can it be melted? Can you melt this? Can I put this on the press for, you know, a certain amount of time? It allows me to put it on the press for up to 999 seconds. You know, I could press this for a super long time, get it melty, and then go get the other one, the other transfer, line it up. Even maybe use tape to hold it in place, and then repress. I don't know. Probably not. I don't think so. I don't think it would work. It'd be very challenging to do. Right, Chris? It's good point, Chris Bartlebell. Good point. If the healthcare workers have to get this vaccine first and it causes a lot of side effects on the healthcare workers, boy oh boy will we be in trouble if we knock out all our healthcare workers, you know. Callie Platt. Alright. Callie Platt fire. Right on, Dark. You never know until you try. Right, Daniel? I mean, it might work. Who knows? I've got I've got this mine right there. That one right there. I could try it on this one. You know, I could heat it up and put the other one on top of it. Both of them, man. This one's too. This one too. It's starting to wear right there. You know, here and there. But you know, they say these all wear. All of the transfers wear. The thing is when you wash them, you got to wash them inside out, and they'll last a lot longer. If when you put them in the washing machine, you make sure you flip them inside out. Anything with this on it, with a print on it. T-shirts and hoodies. Happy 420, guys. Cheers. It's 420 everywhere. That's why the politicians should be the first to get the vaccine. Damon. It's so funny. You guys, I gotta tell you, I feel a massive burn in my stomach from that new exercise. I'm telling you, man. You guys wanna rip your fucking stomach? Do that. If you have a way to do dips, just hold yourself in position and bring your knees up to your chest and just do that repeatedly. I've got this massive burn. I could feel this muscle right here, where it would be like the top if I ever had, you know, a six-pack. You could actually feel it, man, ripped across there. So that's the exercise, man. Do that. And I can do it right here on this chair. I kind of don't want to do it just to show you, but, you know, you suspend yourself up, and then you just bring both knees up to your chest, you know. His ears bother him a little bit. Cool, hang dry works. Yeah, don't put them in the dryer. Hang dry. Good advice, Jake. Thank you. Nay, getting ripped. I don't think so. You still got a six-pack? Damn, Papa. Right on, buddy. Hand up on your hip. No, I did. That's funny, Billy. You're funny. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the interview with Rob Mulligan. I will see you guys on the next show. Check out my friend Ron Placone at ronplacone.com, lucyandron.com. Also on his YouTube channel, Get Your News On with Ron every day. Ron Placone on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel. Make sure you click that notifications button. You can send him an article at Ron Placone on Twitter, and he'll talk about it on the show. Or you can find him on Facebook and Instagram at Ron Placone. Thank you guys so much. He supports Triage Oil every show that he does. He always talks about it. He loves the Triage Oil. It works for him, and you should go patronize his show. Thanks, guys. I will see you on the next one. Take care. Damon Faulkner said hashtag keep it open. I love those keep it opens. All right. Take care, guys.